G'day there. Welcome back to the Cut to the Sith Side. We are back talking about everything Skeleton Crew, especially that finale episode dropping yesterday or last night for me. Yesterday for you guys, I believe. Absolutely unreal. There was so much in this finale. I
Yep.
can't wait to get into it. It's got to be a cracker. Tony, how you doing, my friend?
It's gonna be a cracker. I'm good. How you doing?
Wait, you don't use that word? Cracker. It's gonna be a cracker, mate.
I don't know. That's kind of a racist word in the States if you call somebody that.
Are you joking?
Well, it's like it kind of, not really. I mean, cracker is a food, but if you call a white person a cracker, it's kind of racist.
No way. Oh my God. What an opener to the show. Cracker here means like, it's got to be like great. It means fantastic. It's got to be cracker. It's got to be a fun, exciting time.
If you go to ICCC, do not call people that in Nashville because that is the worst place to call people that.
Oh my God. This is blowing my mind. Holy crap, man.
Oh,
wow.
Man.
Oh, well, we'll see you next week. Thanks so much for tuning in. Holy shit. Oh, wow. Wow. Anyway, can't say anything around here. How you doing? I need you pull up after last night.
I'm good. I'm great. Feeling good after that finale. And then just today, just planning stuff for Japan, which we'll talk a little bit about later because we got some reveals of like another vendor that's going to be there and planning for other cons too, because ICCC has announced 2 Phantom Menace guests that I'm kind of excited. And I didn't know that I needed to meet, but now I'm like, I have to meet these people.
Yeah, unreal. Can't wait to get into that bit of juicy news. And again, we're just 1 week closer to Japan, which is absolutely crazy. That will be there so soon. So it's only a few months away. It's like the next big thing for Star Wars, apart from this finale,
it is.
Which is crazy. But let's dive right into the show. Oh, well, before we do, let's see the chat, and then we'll dive right into Skeleton Crew finale.
Yes. So before we even went live, shout out to Star Wars Nerd gifting a membership. Member for 5 months. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you. All right. So we had T-Man in the building early. What up, T-Man? Victoria, hello there. Shreddy, what up? It was okay. All right, we'll get into that. Phidias, what's up? We got Jenna in the building. Oh, I love the cat. I love cats.
Cat in the box. I love that.
Yes. Marek, what's up? What's up, Kenneth? Hello there, Quinlan. We got Thatcher in the building. Rossi, what up, Rossi? Rossi's here on time. I appreciate you, Rossi, not taking a nap. Let's go. He says, sweet shirt, Hannah. Yes.
Thank you. Gory. Check it out. You betcha.
Galactic. Yes. Galactic, what up? Our son, Lightning Slug in the building. What's up? Here's where everyone's laughing about you saying cracker and not realizing it.
Yeah. That's so crazy. That is so horrible. I knew that's like bound to happen though. I was like waiting for like a word to be 2 different meanings. So
yeah. What's up, Brian? We got Nathan in the building. Who else? Phidias. Dennis, what up, man? How you doing? And then I think that catches up. Yo, what up, JP? Damn.
JP's not happy. Not a happy chappy there. Wow.
What up, William? Mark. And what up, Nick Squatch? Yes. So that's everyone in the chat.
Juicy stuff. Yeah, well, we're gonna jump right into the finale thoughts. I think we'll do this kind of in a 2-parter. We'll talk about the finale episode specifically, and all the moments from this episode, and then we'll kind of merge that into, I guess, our overall thoughts of the show. So follow along in the live chat, letting us know what you thought of this finale. But Tony, let's dive into your thoughts first overall of this episode as a season wrap up. And final episode, how did you vibe with it? And what was your thoughts?
I enjoyed it, and I felt it was a pretty satisfying finale in the sense where everything got pretty good closure, except for one little thing, but it's not even that big of a deal that we'll get into. But I enjoyed it overall. I thought the pacing was good. Like it kept flowing, it kept going, it didn't drag at any point. And the visuals were freaking awesome. Like parts of the bike chase looked great, but parts of it was kind of like that's super CGI. And like the stuff when the barrier went away, that looked beautiful. Like that was so cool. But no, I enjoyed it overall. I feel like it stuck the landing a lot more than a lot of other finales for the most part. But I enjoyed it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree with pretty much everything you said there. I had such a fun time watching it. And it's always interesting because we both do reaction videos. I don't know if you think of this too when you're like going through and like editing it, being like, oh wow, I really love this part, or like, look how like focused I am here. And like I was doing that as I was editing it through. I was just like, wow, I was really serious this whole time. Because I really love the intensity of this finale. And I felt like that was helped by the fact that we don't know the storyline and we don't know the characters. And we don't know where this ends up. So I think all the elements of, you know, is the ship gonna crash? Is KB gonna die? Is Jod gonna kill someone? Like all that sort of tension was there because we genuinely don't know what happens. So I loved the tension all throughout this episode. And I like that they had some moving parts. It wasn't just let's just try and kill everyone as quick as we can. It was like and they had to like escape together, and then they split up. Neil did the cannon, and KB and went like I like how everyone kind of had roles, and it just diversified the storyline a little bit to kind of keep flicking between them all. Was super cool. I think just again the intensity and just like the focus of it was just so good. It was there for me. I really felt that. But yeah, I think there were some really great moments in this episode. What was this like a standout scene or something for you in this?
Stand out. So, well, I thought it was kind of intense and crazy when they started firing on the city. I was like, holy shit, you guys are gonna kill. Like they started shooting, and then Neil's mom dropped the twins. I was like, oh my god, what the this it got real and savage quick. So I didn't expect that. I thought they were gonna just steal the golden dip, not like go around destroy the whole city. I will say though, the reveal of the supervisor, a lot of us kind of guessed it was gonna be a robot, and it was cool at first, and I kind of wanted more though, because he just died so quick. Like he was slick. He was like, oh, you're either lying or not lying, because the Jedi are all, you know, they turned or whatever he said. And that was cool. And I was like, oh shit, like he called him out. You're done, Jod. But he just done. Supervisor's gone. So
absolutely.
I wish that would have been a little bit more. But like the biggest standout moment, I don't know. I loved when Wim had the lightsaber and he ignited it. I was like, yes, it looks good in your hand.
It's a great shot. I think it's the shot I used for the thumbnail. It's a great shot, that one, and him and Fern are just standing together. It's super cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's talk about the supervisor thing for a second, because that is an interesting element of the show. And yeah, I think like you said, I can't remember who was it. Us? Someone else? Maybe I heard someone else in the chat or someone talk about like how it could be like run by droids and it's not actually someone. It's just kind of like algorithm and robotics. And I kind of get what you mean, where it's like I feel satisfied with the reveal that it's like this sentient droid kind of ruling everything, but I think it just needed something else behind it to kind of bolster. Like we needed to, like maybe the droid was like an invention of like the separatists or something. Not probably that, but like just something why, or like, or by the Old Republic, or and this
who
person
programmed
that created it. Yeah, exactly. I felt like we needed that to kind of help it. But the concept in general, I didn't mind. Of it being a robot. But I mean, you mentioned that I love the fact that he's like the last contact we had from the Republic was that the Jedi are traitors. That's a really well placed little Easter egg. Like it's obviously it's not a cameo, it's not a person, but just like the drop of a certain event like that, I thought that was really cool. I thought it was like, that's such a great way to just be like, we are in the Star Wars galaxy still.
Yeah, yeah.
I love that. That was so cool. It's just like, oh wow,
I
yeah.
I wonder who sent that message, because clearly that was an after Order 66 message. So, like, did somebody from the Republic send that to add in to warn them about the Jedi, or was that like a
Mm,
generic message that just went out and it went out to all like droids or whatever, and somehow just picked it up? Because like,
mm.
who would send that message to them when it's hard to send messages through the barrier? You know?
Yeah, unless two answers to that is one, because Kenobi, programs that message of being like all remaining Jedi, like
Yeah, yeah,
Republic
yeah.
lost. It's like, was that not just sent out everywhere? I feel like in my brain that was just sent everywhere. But I don't like. Do we see that in Rebels? Like, how does, or do they need? Do Jedi only have that message from Kenobi? Anyway, regardless, if it's
Mhm.
not that, I think someone suggested in the media post show yesterday I had that the emissary or the person of last contact for Atton could have been a Bail Organa. Like that's a certain like his kind of character
Oh.
and his kind of involvement of what he was doing in the Republic and as a senator, like is very kind of aligned with like he seems like the dude that would be the kind of representative to go to Atton. So I kind of like that concept being like, oh yeah, Bale could
But
have been the one to be liaisoning.
but Bale knows that the Jedi didn't really turn on anybody, so he wouldn't have sent that message to that droid. Because Bale saved Yoda at the end and was with them the whole
It's a
time.
good
Like,
point. It's a
yeah,
good
and
point.
then he took Leia. It's like, I'll take this one. I want a little
Okay.
girl.
What if no, well, it wouldn't have been okay, what if it was another senator that
Chuchi?
where was the senator? Chuchi? No, she knows that Jedi weren't that bad.
Oh,
And that
what if it's
Dooku?
Dooku? What if Dooku had his hands in this somehow? I feel it's got to be somebody that predates
Hmm.
everything, though. It's got to be like old Republic into the High Republic. Somebody we
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, true. I think you're right there. I think you're right there. But we've been neglecting the chat. Let's see what people are saying so far with all this supervisor stuff. The supervisor had Cal Space Odyssey vibes. I love that. That's kind of a mood.
Nice.
I'm a little confused why the last message to the supervisor was from the Republic. Was that the Jedi were traitors? Not that the Republic has been reorganized as the first galactic empire. That's a good point. Like it wasn't that Palpatine message. It was the Jedi message. But was that not in the same spiel that Palps gives? Does he not say that in the same thing?
Oh, like he's like, this is gonna be the first galactic empire.
Yeah. I think that's in his same speech. So maybe that's what's sent. Just the hologram of Palpatine being like, the attempt of my life has made me scarred.
Yeah.
That one.
So
Um,
good.
yeah, I think that might have been what's sent. Um, I love it. Oh my gosh, yes. Hello from Japan.
What's
Hey,
up?
back at ya. Hope to see you in Celebration.
Yes.
It seemed like there were people who supported the supervisor in the past, and maybe they connected it to the larger universe on occasion. Maybe. I'm trying to remember. Did Fern's mum? She knew it was a robot, right?
I don't know. So
I can't tell.
I couldn't tell, but I feel
Hmm.
like I don't think she did, because even when she went in there, she was like, "Oh, people are rarely ever get invited in here. That's why it's so dusty, this and that." And I think when that robot was said her name and, "Oh, you so and so and your daughter Fern, I've been watching you
Mm,
guys for so long."
mm,
I think she had no idea at all.
mm. Yeah, I think you're right there. I feel like she didn't know. She was just like, we have to trust the supervisor. Like, so what if it's a droid kind of thing, maybe?
Yeah.
Um, but a lot kind of dynamically happens, especially in this like supervisor tower thing.
Oh yeah.
Um, obviously with Jod, but I loved like all the kind of connections that like Fern and her mum had, and then also like Wim and his dad trying to like the whole like trust me dad, like oh my god,
Yeah.
I know what's right kind of thing. Was really good. Like I really loved that about this show, that like I felt like the character development was really there. Um even like, we've only saw the parents for a few scenes throughout a few of the episodes, but I felt like we even saw them develop, obviously.
Yeah.
So yeah, the one line, because I just had a rewatch of it this morning to make sure I like try to pick up on everything. The one line that I just super hung on to and was hooked on from this episode was when Fern was explaining to her mum, saying, yes, the galaxy's bad, the world is bad, and there's like darkness everywhere. But wherever you go, you will always find good people to help you. And
I
I'm like,
love that.
oh, that is so
Yeah.
good. So good.
Yep.
Like, it's such a quotable, like, just so good. It's such a great line to really remember and like kind of sum up the show. And I feel like
Yeah.
that's the purpose of the show in that line, which I loved. Yeah. What do you think about all the character dynamics in this?
The B wings went hard. Yeah, when the B wings and the X wings came, that was so much fun. So no, I loved everything, like with the kids, all that stuff. The one thing though that kind of was a little weird was with Jod, because like he was tough, he was badass, this and that when he had the upper hand, but then when he saw the barrier was coming down, he saw the X wings were coming, he turned soft a little bit. And I think it's because he played it like he was a big bad Jedi and he had all these force abilities. But when he told that story that, he was found by a Jedi, she trained him a little bit. That's why he could barely do anything. I think that's the most of his abilities is he could push you a little bit, pick up some stuff, and that's it. He could barely wield the saber. So he's not like a strong Jedi that could force choke you or nothing. Because when Wim had the saber, like, bro, do something. He just dropped the gun and gave up. I'm like, you're not gonna go out in a blaze of glory in a fight? And they just left him there and he's just looking at the ship crashing. I was just a little confused at that he didn't try to like do something, get the saber back and dip and run into the woods or something. He was just there, like, and he just gave up.
Yeah, I definitely get what you're saying. And that's what I tried to really study on the rewatch, being like, he's just left here. He's just standing in this room. What's going through his mind? Because I do think this scene was actually quite well acted. You can say like, oh, nothing happens, we don't know. But
Yeah.
I think
the emotion.
there's a lot happens. Yeah, he kind of expresses a lot
in his face
when he's looking out. And you can tell that he doesn't really have a plan, but his goal, his desire is just power and money. And he's just like, okay, I've got myself here. The kids know now, the pirates are being defeated, and you can see the cogs ticking over in his mind being like, okay, what next, kind of thing, which I kind of love. I do think to insinuate and kind of make people want more of this story and this show, that was pretty good. Like that's a okay loose end for me, because it's like, oh yeah, like
no,
spurs it on.
I'm fine with that as a loose end because it's not that loose, but it's loose enough that they could do more. The only thing I would have liked was maybe like another 5 minutes of showing the aftermath and what they were doing, like once everything cleared out. That's the one thing I would want. But I'm wondering if they cut out a scene, because we had that rumor of the Jedi that found him. Remember, she was supposedly casted and they had an actor for it. I wonder if there was a scene that showed her dying, because he said that they hunted her down and killed her in front of me. So it had to have been after Order 66, because he said, oh, I was hiding in a hole. She found me. She was trying to survive too, do whatever she needed to do. So I'm thinking that she found him after Order 66. They were hiding and Inquisitors found her and killed her in front of Jod. And maybe they recorded something like that, but just cut it.
Yeah, that's a good point, because I remember that before the show we talked about that at depth, because you're like, oh, there's a female. What was it, like Miss Nanawood, or
it said Jedi Nanawood or something like that, It was the same last name.
Yeah, like that is a very good point, because I remember hearing like ages ago with the show that they were doing a lot of reshoots, so there was a lot of things they needed to like reshuffle around. So I wonder if that something in that got reshuffled. But I agree. I think I would have liked one of those like very classic, like the next morning, and they're all just like sitting around, and they're like
Yeah.
in rubble, and they're all like, "Oh, we'll figure this out, everyone." Like,
Yeah.
But in saying that, I think it still was a pretty triumphant ending.
Yeah.
Loved like specifically just the scene of they're in the school, the roof's caved in, and William
Yes.
looks up at
Yes.
the sky, sees the B wings, sees the X wings, and then the Corvette coming in, like just super whimsical, pun intended, whimsical and like
Yeah.
magical. That he's like, okay, there's a galaxy out there. It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
what a great ending! Great ending. I did like that.
So was that the Tantive 4 and was Leia on there?
I don't think that was the Tainted Four. I think that
No?
was just another Corvette. I know a lot of people just slapped that on, being
They
like,
just
"Yeah, oh,
assume, yeah,
that's
it's the same
Tainted."
ship. There's Leia's ship. She's on there.
Yeah, I don't think it is. I don't think so. But
It
but
could.
it also it's probably a big enough event to be like, oh, we've discovered this like old mysterious mint of a planet with billions of dollars. Like I felt like
Yeah.
Leia would be like, oh my god, and then go there. So if we get a season 2 and it is a Leia on that Corvette that lands, I'll believe it. I'll believe it.
Because we know that Leia's there with the New Republic. Because remember in Ahsoka, she sent 3PO. She covered for
Yeah.
Hera. Like 3PO could have been on there. Yo, shout out to General Kenobi with the $1.99. He says, "Congrats on 25K, Poppy. Appreciate you, my guy."
5. Yeah, you absolute king. Love it. Love it. Indy pointing out a good thing here. That this was my thinking too. The taintive is usually like has red coloring to it. And then
Yeah,
this one had a bit of blue to it.
that makes sense. That makes sense.
Mm.
Those
Mm.
B wings were badass though when they were blowing up the big
They're
ship
great, aren't they?
with the laser. That whole sequence, I'm like, yo, this is fun. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. I think visually that's what was really engaging me in this episode too. I loved seeing even like the little pirate shuttle ships that were like coming off the ship.
Yeah,
And, like,
yeah.
I found the sound design of the whole battle really impressive. Like on the second watch, I really noticed that. I was like, just each ship had a very specific sound.
Yeah.
And then they all went together really well. And then with the music, it was just like a really good like symphony of sound of the battle. And the B-Wings, yeah, they were so sick. I don't know how was this even in Rebels, but I forgot if they have we ever seen that laser beam thing it does?
We probably have, like, we've seen that before. I'm pretty sure it was in Rebels. So
Yeah.
Star Wars Nerd gifted a Rayside membership.
Hey,
Appreciate you.
thank you.
One thing though, that I'm kind of like I'm glad that it didn't happen, but I kind of wanted it because I'm selfish. But we didn't get any cameos at all, and the show was still great in my opinion. Like it held its own without relying on cameo service. Now we should have got Hondo because it's about pirates, but I still think it did well without relying on anybody else.
Yeah, absolutely. I think especially for this show, like establishing new characters and establishing a new world, I think all the storylines and characters benefited from not having a cameo to overshadow them. I think honestly, just like leave the cameos to Ahsoka, leave the cameos to Mandoverse.
Oh
That's probably
God,
where we have things pop up.
we got to
But
talk about Ahsoka
this
too.
yeah, we got to talk about it.
Ugh.
But this kind of show, like, yeah, I agree. I think it really benefited from just having the characters and the story.
There was one cameo, but nobody counts it as a cameo. No one's like, oh, look at I don't even remember his name.
Yeah.
Vane, whatever. Like, yeah. Technically, that is a cameo, but he's like super background new guy.
But also, like, why did they commit to that so hard? Like, I remember that being like a big thing, being like, oh, everyone, the pirate Mando 3, like, it's gonna be a skeleton crew.
I don't know.
I'm like, what? That's so great. That's like hyping up the freaking like I'm trying to think of a glup shitter from like Phantom Menace. But it's just like hyping up like someone in the background for one scene to be like, they're gonna be in this show.
Yeah,
so, pretty funny. Vane, did he die? I don't know.
No, I think he got away.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if they're gonna continue the show or if they're gonna just like do something with the characters because Jod is still alive. He could pop up somewhere later. I would love more of Wim. Little
Mm,
Robbie killed it. And like you
mm.
could see that glimmer in his eye. I thought at one point he was going to use the force, like to put
Yeah,
down the lever or something when he was across. Like I felt like something was gonna happen. I'm kind of glad
yeah,
it didn't though, just because like you're not gonna all of a sudden have the force and be able to do something like that. But
mm.
I thought we almost were gonna get like a force moment with him.
Yeah, I could definitely like it flew into my mind briefly for a moment of that episode there, of that scene there. Uh, but I, to your point of seeing more Wim, I definitely agree, and I have a pitch for a season, either a season 2 or just like a slightly different limited series as well,
Mm-hmm.
where let everyone have a year off, and the kids are already like 2-3 years older than they are when
Already,
they
yeah.
filmed the show.
Yep.
Have some more time to write a story, and then start shooting next year. And it would be a few years after season 1, and each of the kids, they've kind of like Athens kind of restructured itself, and it's trying to like integrate into the New Republic. And the main POV is from Wim, because he leaves at Atten to join the New Republic. What do you call it? To be a pilot in the New Republic.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
you kind of see his POV, and it kind of goes like he's trained to be a pilot, and then he goes back to Atten, and like all the other kids are like doing things on that Atten, and then some sort of issue happens there. Um, but I think there's real like availability of opportunities with the kids being the age that they are,
yeah.
it being kind of left open, and no one's kind of drastically died. So I would really love to see a season 2,
Yeah.
or even just an extension of this story.
And all those kids are great actors too, so they're only gonna get
Mm,
better with age. Like
yeah, yeah.
Like, keep working with them for sure. I was so glad that Smee came back. It
Mhm.
was just there holding his head, like,
Yeah.
come
How good,
on.
how good.
Oh, so good to have him back.
Yeah.
When KB crashed, I knew she wasn't gonna die. And like the
Yeah,
second it
yeah.
went down and there wasn't no explosion, I'm like, she's fine.
Yes.
She's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
If
I'm
there
like,
would have
"Oh,
been
okay,
a
we're cool."
fireball, oh, you're dead. Sorry, Toots. See you later.
Yeah.
But there was no
Mm.
fireball. She's fine. She's good. She's good.
Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. Um, I think I'm really hopeful with Skeleton Crew. I know, like, it's really easy to talk about and like review the numbers and the viewership of the show, but I honestly don't love thinking about that. And if I'm just looking at the story, this kind of establishing what's happening here and these characters we got, they could really build a lot of content off of it. I
Yep.
think we could easily see a season 2 where the kids are a little bit older, and then give it another year or two, and see some sort of Star Wars movie with these kids in like 5, 6, 7 years time, where they're sort of like young adults doing things in the New Republic. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I can really see them like kind of, if they wanted to, latching on to the storyline of these 4 characters, because I think all 4 of them were interesting and worth it, and like good carriers of a story.
You know what? You asked before the standout scene. I can't believe I forgot it.
Mm.
The best
Oh,
scene of the finale, and I was like, we really got this again. Is Neil's with the bubble bath. He's like, Mom, and then he
yeah.
sees the shit. We got another bubble bath scene. That was crazy.
Oh,
But Neil though,
yeah.
Neil shined in this episode so much. The last like 2 episodes was kind of Neil-less. Like there wasn't a lot of Neil happiness moments for me at least. But in this
Mm,
episode, like he was great. Like he was brave on the bikes. Like we gotta go save them. We gotta go save Fern. We gotta do this,
mm,
that. And then they were shooting in the school, and he flew in the air, and I was like, no. But he landed, and he was like, I'm okay, guys, keep going. And then he was on the roof with the turbo lasers, like shooting up. Man, Neil
mm.
stood out. He was the MVP of this episode.
Absolutely. He was like, again, like that's such a good character arc they've done with him. Like him being such a like shy and nervous character at the
Scaredy cat.
start. And he's really scared to do anything. And then, like you said, like, oh yeah, all
Yeah.
scenes in this episode, he was just like, let's
Yes.
go. Yeah. But I like
Yeah.
how he takes a bath first. He's gonna go save the planet, but he's gonna be clean about it, okay?
Oh my god.
He's been out for a while and he's his bath. I love it. Love it.
so freaking good, man. It was fun. It was a fun show overall. Yeah, and like it didn't really like change or affect anything. So it's just a fun kid show. Like it was cool.
Yeah. It's just here. It's just there. It's just
Yeah.
yeah, it's just a story that lives in the galaxy now. I am looking forward to I'm gonna like hold off from watching it for the next couple weeks and then in a couple weeks' time binging it in one go and just
Ooh.
seeing how that feels and how that sits. Because I have a feeling it's gonna just sit so good as just a complete story. Which I'm very excited about.
I'm gonna wait till hopefully Kai cuts it up because remember he was talking about he
Oh
wanted to
yeah.
do it, but it
Yeah.
depends on the finale. So whenever we get him back on, maybe we'll see if he enjoyed the finale. Because then if he did, he'll probably cut it. And if it's one cohesive movie,
So good.
it might hit even harder.
100%. 100%. Because like the only sort of part I just like didn't super love was the random tribe planet that was feuding over
Oh,
EOPs. That's the only part.
the Fallout
Yeah, yeah,
planet.
yeah.
They can
That's
skip
the
that.
only one I didn't super engage with, but the rest of it, I was like, let's go. Like meeting the Owl Lady, Kim,
Yeah.
going learning about random planets and the pirate place. It was all really good. I really think it was just such a well-rounded show. Like you could feel how planned out this show was. Like you now seeing the end of it and knowing it all, it's such a clear and linear story. It's like really polished in my opinion of it.
Yo, shout out to Bryant with the $9.99 super chat. Appreciate you, bro.
Good stuff. Juicy stuff.
Yes. Yes.
Just show the supervisor tower on maps on that episode. On that episode? What? Oh, on that episode. Yeah. Yeah, you could. Speaking of the supervisor stuff, I kind of think the reveal of who and what the supervisor was, they probably didn't have to make it a mystery. I feel like that would have been cooler
for
if we
8 episodes.
we would see a scene of like this because it was a cool room, like, and it was this giant like dome thing, like triangle thing, like it was cool. Just having all these dark scenes of this robot being like, "Do what I say," like build that up over the episode. So then when we get to this final scene, like it's kind of dramatic that Jod does kill him because I think we just saw him and then Jod immediately kills it. It's like
right away.
Oh, and we're like, okay, see ya, bye. But I don't know. I would have liked to see him before.
Yeah, because I'd love to know a little bit more on like why they're there, why he's in charge, what's the purpose of everything. Like I would have liked a little bit more, but it was fine. It was fine.
Wow, Holocron Disciple really not vibing this show. That's a big statement. That is, dude. This show was very planned. Oh, dude,
planned from the Acolyte.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know about
comparison,
that. That's a little
in comparison.
Macman with the 4 months member chat. I love the teamwork to be Jod, BB, and Rebels vibes. Yes, and Star Wars nerd with the 5 gifted. My guy,
slip it in right there. Delicious.
But
yeah.
Anything else for Skeleton Crew? Because like that Ahsoka, there's some Ahsoka juicy stuff we can talk about.
I can like tell. I can tell you want to get into it. Yeah, I think for now I've got all my thoughts out for Skelly Crew, but I'll probably be doing some wrap up streams and things like that and videos later on. So let's dive right into the juicy goss that we've been hearing around the internet for the week. What do you got for us?
So like, it was rumored by, I think it was Christian Harloff, that Ewan McGregor's coming back in the Ahsoka show with Ariana Greenblatt. So right away, you got to think, okay, it has to be Clone Wars flashback. But then when I started thinking about it, I'm like, well, if it has to make sense for the story, it's gonna be Mortis Clone Wars flashbacks, because I could already see like Ahsoka and Sabine are tracking Baylan, and the second Ahsoka sees the Mortis God statues, she's gonna go to Sabine and be like, "I've seen this before. We went on this mission," and she's gonna start talking about it, and it could flash back to Mortis, but live action Hayden, Ewan, and Ariana, which is nuts. So Harloff like said that, and I was watching Josh at Dinner Nerds today, and he mentioned, I forgot what website it was, but another website like corroborated it, saying that they heard this too, that this is true. They heard the same thing, but they also heard that they are still casting a significant female role for Ahsoka season 2, aka Abeloth. So I think Dave is about to cook and go nuts, and I think season 2 is gonna blow us away.
Let me blow your mind right now.
Uh-oh. You got some inside stuff?
I do, but I don't talk about it. But I can't talk about it. But I will blow your mind with just my take. This is my take on something.
Oh, you
I
hate
don't
it.
think I don't think Abeloth will at all be a storyline. I don't think that'll be a thing.
Oh,
I think we got it completely wrong. I don't think it's got. I think it's not going to have anything to do with the show.
what's calling to Balin?
Some other force being, and I think there's got to
Abeloth.
be some sort of tie of the father, daughter, and son. There's got to be some sort of tie of that for sure. But I don't think that Abeloth is going to be the thing that comes in here. I don't know.
Shout out to Mac. So it was Bespin Bulletin. So here it is. The same source mentioned looking to cast an important female character for the second season, which may or may not be connected to what's calling out to Balin on Peridia. Bro. Abeloth.
I don't know. It could be the daughter.
Ahsoka's the daughter. Remember the daughter's dead and her essence is in Ahsoka. And Anakin's the father, isn't he?
Well,
what if
is that the answer to that question?
Could be, but what if they cast Sam Witwer to play the son? Like if it is a Mortis flashback, because Sam Witwer, I'm pretty sure, voiced the son. Imagine Sam played him. Imagine if we get Sam, Ewan, Hayden in a live action scene. I will lose my fucking mind if I see that. Like
it'll be like a fever dream. It would be a fever dream of
Yes.
just Clone Wars insanity. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Like if that was the story, which I would super love, I think Mortis is just so tightly connected to what is going on Peridia. My question would be like, what's the story here? What's the journey here? Like, is it just, oh, these are the balances of the Force? Like, what are we achieving? Are they gonna like help? Like, is Anakin being the father gonna help Ahsoka like defeat Balin if Balin turns bad, or Shin, or are they going to try and get back to the other galaxy because they're like, oh, you got to take down Thrawn before he does anything? Like, is that what's going down?
I think that if it is Abeloth, she's calling to Balin, and like maybe Abeloth is just trapped and like gonna try to get Balin to let her loose. And if she does get let loose, I don't know. It could be something crazy, but I mean, I feel like something important is happening because they recast Balin. You saw that, right? The guy from Game of Thrones, the Hound. So the
that guy, yeah.
So that storyline has to be important. And with these rumors of like Ewan coming back and Ariana, I mean, whatever they're cooking up, I already know I'm gonna be so happy that episode. It's probably gonna be episode 5 of season 2. Episode 5 seems to be the juicy thing for like everything. And I don't know. I guess we'll see once we get more leaks and rumors. But man, this is where the fun begins.
It's gonna be so good.
It is.
And again, I will not shut up saying this with like every chance I can. This is why it's so freaking important to have season 2s of these types of shows. Because like the amount they're gonna, like, we thought season 1 was like insane, imploded our minds with War Between Worlds and Flashback and Anakin and holy crap. But like you just build on that. Like, this is correct. Like, even just thinking that could be a possibility that we get like Ewan as Kenobi again with Hayden, like with Ahsoka, like it's just crazy. But it's like an actual concept that like could happen. So it's why season 2s are so good. You can build on what's already amazing and like make it even better. So Yeah, it would be really cool. Victoria Amidala coming in, saying, calling it now, they're keeping Natalie under wraps. I like, this is the one Star Wars thing that like I will never let myself get excited over, but I like convince myself of this literally every single day, being like, they've secretly hired Natalie back. That like she's gonna be in the next thing. Like I keep convincing myself of this. Because I would really love to see, and I have a feeling, like I even have this thought for Celebration. 20 years since Revenge of the Sith, is gonna be surely a panel and a celebration about it, assuming Hayden and Ewan are gonna be there. Like, surely they can write Natalie a check to be like, hey, just come on the stage for like 1 hour, and you can get in and out, and people are gonna go nuts for you.
Yeah.
So I hope that happens. I hope that happens.
Yeah. So Macman with the $1.99 live action Obi, Annie, and Ahsoka,
Yeah.
directed by Filoni. And then
imagine explaining that 10 years ago when
Oh my
Clone Wars was coming
God.
out. Insane.
And then Star Wars Nerd with the
Oh.
$2. Taylor Swift is going to be Abeloth, Swiftaloff.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love that theory. Yes, please. She's up there like singing love story to Balin. That's it. That's the story.
Macman with the $1.99. Natalie Portman return as Padme. She would be perfect for a flashback, or just cast her as Abeloth. Let Abeloth take her body, and that'll mess with Anakin and Ahsoka so much.
Or how about that's how like the sun comes into it. Of like you
Ooh.
think it's like Natalie as like a, or Padme as a like a force something, you know, appearing as, not that she has the force, but like she's in some sort of form, like how Shmi came to Anakin. And then Anakin's like, wait, but you're dead, like how can you be here? And then it turns into like Sam Witwer as the sun, you know what I mean? So it's like we still technically see Natalie as Padme, but it's not really her. So I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting.
So you got Macman as a new member. Let's go.
Wee, coming in hot.
And then TVC Mackin, member for 16 months. Robert Downey Jr. as Abeloth. Oh, so man. Good. Yo, happy birthday to Kyberphonic Jesse in the building.
Hey,
what up,
that's
Jesse?
Right.
Let's go. Let's go.
Have a good day.
Yes. So we had all this, but then there's one other quick thing I want to talk about too. You saw what the plot, the plot for the Mando movie is. Embo is trying to kill Stinky. Like, I do not I love Embo. I like the little Rod of the Hut. Like, that's cool. But like, this just sounds like a crazy Clone Wars episode, not a Mando movie.
Yeah. It sounds like absolute crack in the best way possible.
Yeah.
But I think it's gonna take us by surprise. I think like putting it into words right now where we have just like such little context of what's gonna happen in this movie.
Sense.
Yeah, it seems like, do they even know what the hell's happening? Did they just like ChatGPT random Star Wars characters and be like verse each other? But that is not to say I think it's going to be bad, because I think it is actually going to make a lot of sense. And I think it's going to be a really good story. That's mainly because I'm such a fucking simp for Embo. I love this guy.
Yeah.
Fucking hat, shield. Oh my God. He's sick. He's so cool.
Oh
so
my God.
I'm just so thrilled that this is even like a rumor. I'm like, please, yes, give it to me, Embo. Oh, that's sweet. I'll settle down there.
What up, Enzo? Yeah, the Daredevil trailer, I saw it this morning. So good. But it's got to be a side plot. It can't be the whole movie is that. It can't be.
I don't know. Embo v Din Djarin, that's a fair fight. Like that's a like if Embo's still the bad guy and like Din has to like defeat him for some reason, I can see that happening. They're pretty equal.
We'll see. Oh, you should get that hat. Embo's
hat. I should make my own hat, actually. Like he's my own version of it. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do that.
All right, I got a couple other quick things we'll get through. Celebration just announced Jazzwares is going to be there. You know who Jazzwares is?
Not a clue.
Oh my God, Anna, what are you doing over there? Nah, I've heard the name. I had to Google it, but they make the little mini, the Micro Galaxy Squadron figures. So all those little like vehicles, like those things are everywhere. I see them all the time. So they're gonna be there. I mean, that's cool. I don't really like collect these. I mean, some of them are nice. Like this freaking ad is cool. There's cool ones for sure. So there was that, and then 2 reveals for ICCC, and like I didn't realize I needed to meet these people. One, Watto's gonna be there. Freaking Watto. Yeah.
Holy money.
Holy money. What do you think, you're a Jedi? Oh, little Annie, it is you. Like this is like this. I'm gonna have some fun ass conversations with freaking Watto at ICCC. So cool. So
Love
that
it. So good.
That was revealed, and then today, bro, Sebulba's gonna be there.
Hold the horse. Hold your horses. Sebulba is also Postman fucking Pat. Sorry, not Hat. I've been thinking about Embo. He's Postman Pat.
What's
insane.
Postman Pat? I don't know what that is.
You don't know. Okay, maybe it's like it's a British kids TV show, but that is insane. That's like Sebulba voicing Bluey. It's like what? What? That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. Shout out to anyone who knows Postman Pat in the chat.
Yes,
that rhymes. But yeah, that's great. That's really, really cool. I love that.
So usually with ICCC, he does themes, and so far this is like a Phantom Menace prequel theme. If I was a betting man, I have a feeling Ahmed Best is going to be next. Matthew Wood, Grievous. Like I think he's going to get a lot of guys like that. So at ICCC, you're going to be walking around. It's going to feel like the Phantom Menace in live action.
That'd be awesome. That'd be so cool, man. This is tempting. This is tempting to get over there. Where is it? I keep
Nashville, Tennessee. No money, no pot, no deal. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, man. I'm super pumped for Watto. Like,
get your little card out. Get your little card out.
I got this from the giant figure from '99, sealed. So I might bring this. But I'm also
it's crispy.
I'm also bringing this Watto card to get signed as well.
Is that an AP5 droid with him? Why is that?
Yeah, because he's selling them, man. He sells it.
That's right. He's around.
And then the last con thing that I have, because I'll be at MegaCon in 2 weeks, so they haven't really announced a lot of really good people, which I'm glad. It saves me money. But I am getting a photo, and I cannot wait to hold her, and an autograph with Bryce Dallas Howard.
Oh my goodness!
I'm gonna be
I like you how you said I'll hold her.
I'm gonna hold. Oh yeah, that photo. Ooh, I'm gonna be so nervous because she's just she's beautiful but so talented.
Majestic.
Yes.
Yeah. You should you need to let her know that every single I'm now just taking the voice of all Star Wars fans. Every single Star Wars fan wants her to do a Star Wars movie.
Yep.
I really think she deserves a Star Wars movie. Like, so 100%.
That's what I want to ask her. I want to ask her that if they gave you a choice and said you could do a movie in any era of Star Wars, what would you choose? And I'll see if she answers that, because it'd be cool if she was like, oh, I'd love to do a movie in this time frame or that time frame.
That's a good question.
So I'm gonna see what she says. Shin's gonna be watching you closely.
I know.
Oh man,
you gotta choose your ladies, man.
Oh man, no, I'm single. I'll get all of them. That's fine. Shin, Bix, Bryce. That's fine.
So good.
Yes. Yeah. Oh man, can't wait. Cannot wait.
Love it. What other news or any deets do we have to talk about before we close out for the day?
Not much else. It's gonna be pretty dry till April. I think we're just gonna get a lot of rumors from now to then, because this stuff is leaking out about Ahsoka, the Mando movie. Every day it's like you're waking up. So we'll have that stuff, but I think that's pretty much all of the news for now. Yeah, until Celebration, when we're in those panels hearing all this crazy stuff they got.
Yeah, it's gonna be insane. And I think we talked about this a week or two ago about in this break between now and Celebration, I do hope they drop an Andor trailer. Like they got to. It's like it's coming out at Celebration.
Yeah, probably Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's right. That's
around the Super Bowl, either before, after, or during. They have to. I think
they'll Yeah, it'll be in Feb sometime because I feel like they're gonna just let the excitement and like kind of positive, like the
Yeah.
general positive talk of Skeleton Crew kind of just still kind of simmer away, I think, which it would be smart. Because I think word of mouth, just as an aside of Skeleton Crew, I think the general word of mouth of, oh no, it's just a super fun show, like just watch it
Yeah.
all together.
Yeah.
I think that'll benefit this show, and I think that's gonna happen to this show where so what? Again, I don't really care about viewership. But I think it won't just stop. I feel like it'll even if there's an uptick, that'll be I can see that
Yeah.
happening. But yeah, I think apart from that, I think they'll let that settle in and then drop us an Andor trailer, maybe second or third week of February is my pick. But yeah, I think that's all we have going on right now. Skeleton Crew. That's good times. Good times. Next week, maybe we should do just a season recap of general thoughts at the start of the show next week. Because I think,
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but like after I like think about it for a while and just like, that was good. Like I then like make conclusions about things. So
Yeah.
yeah,
No, for
it'd
sure.
be great to look back at this show from now on.
For sure.
Love Star Wars. Isn't it great? Isn't it great?
I can't wait to be in Japan. Oh, it's just so close. I cannot wait. Cannot wait.
Absolutely.
I can't wait for Celebration to announce that Tops will be there. That way I'll know I'm gonna get some cards. I'm gonna get to rip them on the floor. I cannot wait. It's gonna be a wild experience.
Oh, it's so good. So good. MacMan coming in. That's it. That's actually a really good idea. Now with Skeleton Crew out, we should do a live both of our rankings of live action shows. I'd love that.
We got to for sure. 100% are coming back. I have 2 cats. They're like my kids. So yeah, I'll be coming back for them.
Yeah, I can imagine you with your 2 cats, like how Neil's dad was holding the 2 twins.
The twins.
Just one in each arm, just be like, I'm home. Yeah, do that.
Oh, I need to get a picture of that somehow. Just me holding.
Yeah, you gotta recreate that.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. That'll be so funny.
Unreal. There's always Mad P. You're coming in right at the last minute. There's always someone that arrives when we're about to wrap up the show. Tony, I think let's send it. What a great discussion today.
Yeah. All right, guys. So that's gonna pretty much wrap it up for today. We'll be back next week. Hopefully, Kai can make it. We'll see. But as always, remember, guys, always cut to the Sith side, just like how the music cut out.
Bye. Yeah, my bad.